The Indiana Fever have made several significant roster enhancements during this offseason. On Monday, the franchise further bolstered its lineup by finalizing a deal with Jillian Alleyne. The Fever have consistently focused on expanding their roster's depth throughout the offseason, a trend that continued on Monday. Alleyne's contract is designated for training camp purposes. Fever add Jillian Alleyne. At 30 years old, Alleyne attended the University of Oregon for her collegiate basketball career. After an impressive tenure in college basketball, Alleyne was chosen in the second round of the 2016 WNBA draft by the Phoenix Mercury. However, she was unable to compete in 2016 due to an injury. Alleyne would not participate in her first WNBA game until 2019, as she faced limited playing chances. She finally received a chance to take the court with the Minnesota Lynx, where she played in 5 games, averaging only 8 minutes per appearance. Since then, Alleyne has participated in only 2 games, which took place in 2021 with the Washington Mystics. She has not returned to WNBA action since the 2021 season. Nonetheless, being only 30 years old, she has the potential to influence the performance of the Fever. At the very least, Alleyne could offer valuable depth for Indiana if she secures a position on the team. However, she must excel during the preseason to truly capture the team's attention. With Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston poised to lead the Fever once more, Indiana's prospects look undeniably promising. They might also contend for an extended postseason appearance as early as this year. Clark's considerable popularity was a notable topic of conversation last season. The Fever would ideally like the focus to shift to their performance in 2025. Clark might experience career advancement in the upcoming season. Mitchell stands out as a star player. Boston demonstrates significant potential for growth. Furthermore, Indiana has reinforced its depth this year, resulting in a generally dependable roster. Overcoming the New York Liberty, the reigning WNBA champions, will present a formidable challenge. Indiana may still be a few years from realistically becoming serious WNBA Finals contenders. Nonetheless, unexpected outcomes can always occur. It is possible that the Fever may add intrigue to this year's postseason. The recent depth additions will only serve to enhance their opportunities in this regard. The bench of the Fever could contribute at a commendable level, while the team's prominent players will guide the effort once again. The Indiana Fever have confirmed the signing of Jillian Alleyne for training camp, as announced by the organization. Alleyne has previously played for Minnesota and Washington in the WNBA, in addition to playing in Israel. Most recently, she averaged 6 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals, and 4 blocks per game while competing in Turkey. Alleyne, a forward aged 30, attended Oregon and was recognized as the Co-Player of the Year in the Pac-12 in 2016. The Indiana Fever have accelerated their efforts this WNBA offseason and show no signs of deceleration. The team continues to consider potential roster additions, with the latest being the signing of Jillian Alleyne to a training camp agreement. The Fever has revealed the recruitment of Alleyne Monday, who will join the team for the training camp following her recent participation in Turkey. Alleyne attended college at Oregon and was the 20th pick overall in the 2016 WNBA draft by the Phoenix Mercury before she spent time with the Minnesota Lynx and Washington Mystics. However, during her time in the WNBA, she had limited playing opportunities despite her noteworthy collegiate success with the Ducks. This past season, Alleyne distinguished herself while playing for Turkey's Tarsus Belediyesi Mersin, where she averaged 6 points, and 8 rebounds per game. Standing at 6'3", she will strive to secure a position in the Fever's front court prior to the commencement of the WNBA season. The front court is now quite competitive due to the prior signings of Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sophie Cunningham, and Brianna Turner. Consequently, the Indiana franchise faces a challenging decision regarding which players they will retain among those on non-guaranteed contracts. It is probable that Alleyne will compete with guard Jaylen Brown and any new Fever draft selections for a place on the final team roster. Regardless of how personnel decisions unfold as the opening tip approaches, the Fever seems to hold significant potential as Caitlin Clark prepares for her second professional season. The organization is evidently making careful efforts to build a supportive environment around the basketball star. The upcoming WNBA season in 2025 is set to commence on May 16th, with the draft scheduled for April 14th. Training camps will begin on April 27th, indicating that the WNBA calendar will soon be underway in 1 month's time. In 2025, one team to monitor is the Indiana Fever, which is entering its second season featuring superstar Caitlin Clark. The Fever has parted ways with head coach Christy Sides and appointed former Connecticut Sun head coach Stephanie White to lead the team. Additionally, they have secured Sophie Cunningham through a trade with the Phoenix Mercury, as well as Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, and two-time WNBA All-Defensive Team member Brianna Turner. The Fever has also re-signed veteran Kelsey Mitchell, resulting in a 2025 roster that appears capable of pursuing a playoff opportunity in the WNBA. On Monday, the Fever disclosed another transaction, the signing of forward Jillian Alleyne to a training camp agreement, as indicated in the official announcement. Alleyne was chosen as the 20th overall pick by the Mercury in the 2016 WNBA draft. She has been associated with the Minnesota Lynx and Washington Mystics and has played overseas in Israel. Most recently, Alleyne played for Turkey's Tarsus Belediyesi Mersin. During the previous season, she averaged 6 points, 13, 8 rebounds, 2, 5 steals, and 4 blocks per game in Turkey, positioning her now for the opportunity to earn a spot on the Fever roster. Alleyne has participated in a mere 7 games throughout her tenure in the WNBA. Yet if her performance at training camp meets expectations, she could serve as a significant depth asset for the team in 2025. Recently, she showcased her skills in Turkey, achieving averages of 6 points, 13, 8 rebounds, 2, 5 steals, and 4 blocks per game while playing for Tarsus Belediyesi Mersin. During her time in Oregon, she earned recognition as the PAC 12 Player of the Year in 2016 and was the leading rebounder in the NCAA for the 2014 season. She ranks 3rd in total rebounds and 2nd in double-doubles in the history of NCAA Division I. Nevertheless, her opportunities in the WNBA have been limited, as she has participated in only 7 games throughout her career. Now, at the age of 30, she stands a chance to receive another opportunity in the most elite league of women's basketball, representing a team that attracts more viewers than any others in the sport. The seasoned forward is set to vie for a position on the roster during the Indiana Fever's training camp next month, scheduled to commence in late April. At present, the Fever have secured contracts with the following players for 2025: Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull, Demiris Dantas, Brianna Turner, Sydney Colson, and Jalen Brown. While the Fever do not possess any first-round selections in the 2025 WNBA draft, they have acquired 2 second-round picks that will also likely be in contention for a spot on the roster during training camp, specifically picks number 19 and number 20. Alleyne will probably be competing for the last roster positions alongside Brown, the drafted players, and other potential signings by the Fever in the upcoming weeks. It should be noted that WNBA teams can have a maximum of 12 players, although the Fever's financial constraints might restrict them to just 11. Alleyne possesses the capability to be an effective post player and offer additional support behind Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard. Brianna Turner will also fulfill the role of backup big, boasting an impressive defensive background from her stint with the Chicago Sky. Securing a training camp contract does not guarantee a position on the Fever's roster, but it represents a substantial initial step for a player who has been absent from the league for an extended period. Should Alleyne be able to replicate her outstanding performance from Turkey during the training camp in Indianapolis, she could emerge as the latest off-season signing to enhance the team's front court. The Fever already benefit from their dedicated practice court and training facilities as part of Gainbridge Fieldhouse, which serves both the NBA's Pacers and the Fever, having undergone renovations in 2020. However, the Pacer Sports and Entertainment Organization is advancing plans for a separate facility specifically designed for the Fever. When queried about the new facility on Thursday, Aaliyah Boston remarked, "The Fever does so well at pouring into us and making us feel like the professional athletes that we are. It's amazing to have your own space and say, 'Hey, this is our building.' It is a privilege to compete at Gambridge, and we fill the venue to capacity every night," Boston remarked. "And incredible! We are going to have our own training facility. That is quite impressive."